Now for a catch-up with one Greater Manchester businesswoman who we featured as part of our advice series, the Manchester Business Toolkit. Airyfairies Cupcakes is run by Laura Draper, and now their operation is about to expand into a shop on the High Street in Didsbury. We're here for a catch-up and to find out how things are going. Good to see you. Thanks for coming in. So how is it running a business at the minute? Obviously, the economy just keeps fluctuating. How's it been over the past couple of months since we've seen you last?
It's been really, really busy, to be honest. Like I said, last time I was here, we set up in the recession. We started in about May last year, so we don't know any different at all. It's basically business as usual for us. And we've just, as we've been growing in reputation, we've just been getting busier and busier as the weeks go by. And
cupcakes are kind of a luxury item, aren't they? But they're not that expensive. It's that affordable luxury that people think they can still afford.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I actually think cake's quite a necessity, so I beg to differ on that. But yeah, some people see them as a luxury. So, but again, you know, our prices start from just 50p for little tiny ones, and you can have as many or as few as you need, really. So people just tailor their orders to their budget, and you know, and to whatever it is that they want for their occasion.
So you're about to open a street, and you're getting involved in leases and doing the shop up, and it's getting pretty serious now.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. Are your nerves going at all?
No, it's more excitement than nerves, really, because I've been building up to it for quite a while. I mean, I think I first came on the show back in September, so it's taken since then we signed the lease last week, so it has taken quite a while to go through. But now that time has just allowed us to plan everything, which means that everything's going to go through now much quicker with the builders and, you know, getting things up and running.
So you probably covered this before, but was it difficult to get your funding at all?
Not particularly, no. I had a really strong business plan. I used a government organisation, Business Link, and they were really helpful in getting that business plan together, a really strong marketing plan behind it as well. So,
can you say that you ate, slept and drank your business plan?
Yeah.
That's much, honestly, that's what makes successful businesses.
Yeah, and I mean, even the business advisor at the bank said what a fantastic business plan it was, and how much work had gone into it and research, and that is just absolutely essential. But it's been really useful as well since, though, in establishing the business, knowing who the target market is, and sticking to that as well.
The banks have been getting a lot of grief, a lot of stick for not helping out small and medium-sized businesses, not lending, not offering that support. But it sounds like you've had a positive experience with your lender.
Definitely, yeah. I mean, they were there to give support, you know, on giving loan.
Government guaranteed loan scheme?
No.
No, okay.
I mean, what challenges do you anticipate moving into the shop on the High Street in Didsbury? What are you anticipating? What have you built into your business plan that you need to look out for and just keep an eye on? What are the challenges that you're going to face?
I think we're just off the High Street in Didsbury, so I think getting people off the main High Street and down School Lane it's on, I think might be a slight challenge. But having said that, there's a lot of passing traffic. It's a through road into Didsbury. I think it's the same as what any business faces, really. Just, you know, getting the name out there. We're also changing the name. It's going to be Airyfairies Cupcakes will still exist, but it will be located at Airyfairies Cake Boutique. So it's going to be a cake boutique, not just selling cupcakes, because we recognise that, you know, it might just be a fad. Nobody can say whether it's a fashion, a trend or whatever. So we're going to be offering high-end desserts, you know, big cakes and, like I say, coffee and tea, and then also a range of classes as well. So we'll be doing cupcake decorating classes, and then upstairs will be a completely separate business which will be called the Classroom on School Lane. So that will be tapping into the trend for craft learning at the moment. So that's going to be crochet, knitting, all sorts, dressmaking, bag making, all sorts of things. So, and that, you know, while having a cup of tea and a piece of cake and socialising as well.
So it becomes a destination for people to come to.
Yeah, and we've also, there's a number of businesses on the road as well who, you know, are also not on Didsbury High Street. So we've got slightly lower rents, so we benefit from that. But by pooling together, you know, our resources and marketing together, you know, there's a hair salon on the road, there's a ladies' bag shop, so they all kind of fit together quite well. And we're planning some events together and things as well.
For many businesses, sometimes advertising and marketing is always an afterthought. They open the door, they get up and running, and they think, oh, I need to get some customers in now. But obviously you've thought about that differently. You've thought about it being a destination, social marketing, Twitter, Facebook.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't actually... I think we spent about £150 on advertising altogether. It's been purely through word of mouth and social media, but I'm from a marketing background anyway, so it kind of comes second nature. But yeah, I think that has been the main thing for us, really, just using social media. Twitter more so for business contacts and Facebook more so for customers. But it's at first it was very much pushing the information out, whereas now it's a two-way thing. So we get quite a lot of feedback from customers as well on, how to tailor our products as well.
There's quite a good corporate market for cupcakes, because I know we did the Mortgage Expo in London and we had 200 cupcakes delivered fresh on the 2 days we were down there, and people just could not go past our stand because it just smelt so divine, and it was great. They had to listen to our business before we'd give them a cupcake. It was fantastic.
They have lots of uses. Yeah, the corporate ones do go really well because you can brand them up and colour wise and put your logos on top and all sorts. So you can, they're very flexible. You can do a lot with them.
And you mentioned about working with other businesses to kind of create that community and to get people visiting that particular street.
Yeah, I mean, for example, we've teamed up with a number of local businesses, a photography company, a beautician, and we're putting on a vintage photo shoot. So if anybody's just recently got engaged, that's the only prerequisite for the competition, that you've just got engaged, and we're running a competition to have a full photo shoot in the shop when it opens, vintage themed. So you have cupcakes and all sorts of stuff. But that again is all businesses working together and promoting each other as well.
Do you think that's maybe a future model for our towns in Greater Manchester? We've been hearing that some have been struggling to get numbers in because there's nowhere to park, or it's just an identikit town centre. It's the same stores. This is something different.
I definitely think that, and particularly in Didsbury as well. I mean, Didsbury and West Didsbury have very, very strong independent businesses that all work together. I know there's several organisations that actually bring those companies together. Didsbury Life's one and Fetch Didsbury's another. And they actively work to get businesses together through different events, through wedding events, all sorts of things, to get those businesses together, do festivals, exhibitions, all sorts of things. And I think people really like that as well. People are fed up of, you've seen the People's Supermarket on TV. People are fed up of all, like you say, identikit towns and the same supermarkets over and over again. And, local businesses, you get to know the people there, and it's a little bit more than just going in and picking up a cake.
There's a lot of merit for the businesses being quite altruistic. I've been to a lot of sorts of sales at people's houses where there's somebody doing jewellery, somebody was doing Christmas wreaths, somebody else was doing smelly candles, and that's on a much smaller scale. But it was really good because you're not just sort of looking at one thing. There was a whole range of things, and you could chill and have a cup of tea or a glass of wine. I think it's a really good idea. We're going to watch your progress with interest, I think.
Thank you.
Indeed, we will. Good to see you for now, Laura. We'll catch up again maybe in a couple of weeks' time once you're up and running in the store on School Lane, and we'll keep an eye on what you're up to. Thanks for coming in to tell us about it again. Laura Draper here at BBC Radio Manchester.